Oh my gosh, it's gone. Oh, I am so happy it's gone. I was so worried for a minute that static was going to be through the whole thing.
I'm still hearing the static on my end.
That's weird. We do not hear it on this end. I do not. I don't know about Eric.
All I did was get up and walk around behind the computer and come back, and it was messed up.
Yeah,
all I did was pull on cords and stuff. I didn't expect anything to happen.
I didn't even touch cords. I went to touch a light.
Yeah, you probably nudged on something. You know, it happens to the best of us. So welcome to tonight's episode of the DHC Show. It's just going to be the three of us today. So I am your host for this evening, Virgil, producer, and I am here with Donnie and Eric, who is currently at the Turbo Tubs game, not the Wind Surge. So how are you guys doing this evening?
Doing well.
Doing pretty good, except we'll see how quickly that. We'll see if that happens to be anything soon or not.
Have they played anything yet, or are they kind of waiting for it?
No, it hasn't done anything yet. We're on the top of the second, down 1-0, but it's just kind of lingering over there. It rained this morning and then stopped, so we'll see if that cloud does anything or not.
Yeah, I understand that. So hopefully for you, you'll be able to get at least a good, decent amount of the game in. So we have a lot to discuss this evening. Of course, we have the fallout from the first round at regionals from NCAA baseball. Some pretty big upsets in that, some big surprises, and a few things that I'm very relieved did happen in that. And then we'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about B said, don't start. We don't want to hear about that. Then we've got some alternate identities to talk about. We've got at least 4 that I can think of right now. There's probably more that I probably can't remember. And then we have to talk about some kind of massive trade that happened.
I can't hear you. Hang on.
Oh, dear Lord. I thought we had
it went out.
This is going to be a one-man show, isn't it?
Okay, so, I'm just going to have to put up with the static from you. As long as it's not static from me.
Yeah, there's no static from you. I don't think anybody can hear static right now besides you. So we'll have to figure that out later. And then, of course, we also have the big trade with Myles Garrett going to the Rams, which kind of explains why somebody's not here. He's very angry. He's definitely not at a hockey game of any sort of importance. So I don't know what he's doing, but he's not here right now. So as always, this show is sponsored by our friends at Old Fort Baseball Co. And guys, let me tell you, when I'm not Googling which strip club has the best buffets, I'm over at Old Fort Baseball Co. looking at the greatest. See, you're thinking about it now, Prophet. And yeah, there's probably an answer. Where you can get some really good hats, really good shirts, especially they got their Sandlot series I always recommend. And of course, they're a big seller. Of course, Donnie has the support local baseball that's have that in a shirt and hats. That's a great item there. So usually, you don't have to pay full price for that. You can use a certain code for that. And that code, no, Eric, they do not give away free piece nuggets. Old Fort Baseball does not give away nuggets. That is false advertising. We do not support that.
What about the strip club? Do they have nuggets?
I mean, they can have nuggets, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a thing, yes. But see, you do not have to use. You do not have to pay full price for that. If you use the code Dad Hat, you get 15% off. That's right, Dad Hat. So also, the sticker club, the monthly sticker club. So every month you'll get a pack of stickers with some information with a QR code. I'm sure Donnie's got the stickers ready. Yeah, there we are. So of course that's what they look like. You've got the QR code that explains what they are, and they go around. This is usually mix between events to maybe some collegiate teams, the Sandlot teams, pretty much even podcast. It could be anything baseball related, but they'll have the information for you there. Now, usually that is $6, but with the code DHC, you have to pay only 50% for that. So you get those for $3. And honestly, that's a pretty good deal to me.
Absolutely.
So yes, go over to Old Fort Baseball Co. Tell them that we sent you. Use their codes and get some good stuff. We also have another sponsor, or another code, and that is with the USBBL. So, of course, there is a 4-league team up there, and they have some really great hats, really some great merchandise for some of their teams. I'm, of course, partial to the Unica Unicorns, like I always say on this show. You don't have to pay full price for that either. If you use CBM25, you get 25% off. Now, last time, one of these goobers said CBM 50, and that almost caused a riot. We can't be doing that. We're generous, but we can't be that generous. So yeah, CBM 25 for 25% off. There's the URL up top there. Go there and buy some merchandise from them. Like I said, really good teams to look at. Well, with that being said, let's talk about what we are wearing and what we are drinking, if we are drinking. So, Donnie, we'll start with you.
Well, I am wearing this wonderful new hat from the Lexington County Blowfish. This is their hat for 2026 on field from CapX. It has the CPL logo on the back, their picture guy, CapX on the side, blowy with the American flag, tritone, red, white, and blue. And they're wearing these all year long, along with their celebration of the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Jerseys with the Declaration of Independence on them. Fantastic jerseys. I will be at the game tomorrow. They have some other new hats. I saw all 4 of the brand new hats today. Bill Shanahan actually gifted me this hat. He said, take your pick of the 4 that you want. And so I picked the on field. I told him I would probably be purchasing the other 3 anyway. So I will share that on my social media tomorrow from the game with all the new hats that they have, because there are some pretty fantastic hats. They got a nice patch hat, another one with blowfish across the front stitched on. That's really, really cool. So that's what I'm wearing today. And I'm actually drinking a beer that Eric had sent me, Johnny's Blue Collar Lager from Johnny's Tavern, Lawrence, Kansas. So yeah, we'll give this a try tonight.
Lynn Holsinger, glad to see you guys join tonight. And I don't know what Dad Hat Chronicles is doing. You should be watching a game. Eric, how about you?
So, FYI, Donnie, if you ever come back to Wichita, we do have a Johnny's Tavern here now as well. It's a Lawrence Tavern, but they've opened a place in Wichita. So for me, tell Bill that Virgil and I want to pick out a hat as well. But for my hat, it is the Las Vegas 51s, and it is Turbo Tub Style giveaway, which will probably be coming in handy with this right about now. So,
Looking like it. Well, for me, as usual, if I'm not wearing a hat, that means I have a new debut hat to bring out. So this hat was one that I've been wanting for a while, that I was at this place last year and did not get one because they did not have it at the time. So thanks to Mr. Profit, tonight's hat is what the hell is this? I'm sorry. What the hell? We got this under control. You don't need to be here.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Ed.
Hello.
Hi, Mia.
Yeah, say it.
Have a good night, day.
Have a good night, Day.
Good night, Day.
What's up? How you guys doing?
We're doing hats and beer right now. Donnie is very staticky apparently on his side, and Eric's about to get rained on.
Let me just say this before I start and everything. But RIP to number 95. Okay. RIP. It was nice having you in Cleveland. Whatever, bro. I hope you lose in Los Angeles. Okay.
Oh,
I hope you'll never win a Super Bowl in Los Angeles. There's that. Okay, that's all I got. That's all I got.
I mean, he's probably going to make one now, but we'll see.
I hope not. I hope that now, like you said, though, from your mouth to God's ears, that now is the Browns, perfect chance to win the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you, if this is a year to Bryce Harper a Super Bowl, it's going to be this year.
It will be so hilarious if that actually happens. I will die. So, anyways, listen, guys, you guys got this under control. Like and subscribe. Make sure to go to Old Ford Baseball Company. Okay. And then I got to go. Bye.
Bye. Pop in, pop out.
So back to where we were before we were interrupted. So my hat for this evening is the Wichita Chili Buns. And I've been waiting for a long time. So glad to thank you for Mr. Profit for getting this one and delivering it to me while in Bradenton. So got that in there. And then, of course, tonight's beer is one that Donnie gave me from the Wise Collection, I call this one. This is from Creature Comforts Brewing. This is called Well, I Declare, which is a Imperial Stout with pecans and cocoa nibs. And Eric, before you ask, it is a 9.8%. So we'll see how that goes.
Drink it quickly.
Drink it very.
It'll be fine.
All I hear is shotgun the beer, and I got you. I can do that.
Hey, that's how you start the week strong.
So what's funny was we had first and second with one out just now and hit a little flare that could have been caught by the shortstop, but he let it drop in front of him to try to turn the double play. And he got it to second for the second out, but then the second baseman threw it over the first baseman's head, so we scored a run. He tried to be cute and let it drop in, but instead it cost him a run there. So we're tied, bottom two.
Yeah, I don't hate for that game just to be tied like that, but that's what usually happens with rain delays like that. It's never a decisive. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just jump into what Mr. Rivera came on here early to talk about, and that is the Myles Garrett trade to the Rams. Now, I'm still kind of surprised this did happen, not from the whole Rams making a move thing this late. We knew they were going to do that. It was just a matter of Garrett actually leaving Cleveland or not, because he keeps on saying he wanted to stay, and then he kept on saying in the end, we thought after maybe the coaching change, that was probably going to be the catalyst for the move, and he actually did move. So, with Garrett being traded to now with to the Browns by Verse going to the Browns, I am so sorry. This beer is already affecting me, apparently. That means that Los Angeles Rams. I'm all flustered. He made me flustered, Eric. He came in here, said his speech. I had a whole thing ready. He has derailed me. I'm so mad at him for coming on now. Shouldn't have done that. Eric, what are your thoughts about Myles Garrett going to the Rams? St. Louis or Los Angeles?
I was, kind of surprised. I don't know. A lot of times when they do these trades, I feel like they're at random times. June? Well, I guess it was June 1st. So is that the league year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess that makes more sense then. But it just seemed random happening then because they've been doing some off-season stuff. So, I mean, he'll be fine for opening day, but I guess you guys are like the Yankees and have all that money you can just spend and it doesn't matter. Is that kind of how you're able to get him?
Listen, they're not even top on like NFL salary payroll, so like it's not even a spending thing. It's just they said they really forego draft picks to kind of save up this capital to get players like this to still be kind of affordable.
Obviously, Eric didn't listen to Break Even Sports last night when we covered all of that. But.
Yeah, I definitely did not. No.
For Break Even Sports, the term for Break Even Sports yesterday was dead money.
Dead money. That's right.
Dead money.
All I saw was Virgil had on one of those, like if he was in a foreign country and had to have the thing covering his face.
Listen, I was in witness protection. Okay, I didn't want a steaming hot Rivera coming after me.
Well, apparently he didn't come in last night, but he did tonight.
No. Didn't even question about that. So
also, he's real quick. I'm not going to change topics, but he's always like, what do you guys want to talk about on the show? And then I said last night, here's a couple of college baseball points. And then he's like, yeah, I'm not coming on the show tonight.
Well, I'm glad you brought those points up because one of those points I already wanted to talk about. The second one I didn't think about. That's kind of a good subject to talk about. But definitely the home game one is definitely one I want to bring up. But yeah, with the trade over there, Garrett's has missed time with injuries in the past. Because remember, he had the I know he had the Achilles injury and the foot injury back in 2024. But I mean, he still was able to play most of the season. I'm kind of curious how big of a role he's going to play. Not that I'm saying he has to do everything, but he's kind of in a system where he doesn't really have to do everything.
Right.
So it's kind of a change on that side. But yeah, Donnie, what do you think?
I mean, it's what he's been wanting. They didn't do anything to help his situation in this past season. I mean, he wanted out of there last year. Nobody was willing to give him the money. He kind of held Cleveland hostage to get the big payday. I think they probably made him promises they couldn't keep. And they might have figured, let's see what went. Hey, Easton.
Hey.
What's he got there?
I was about to say they look like M&M things.
Oh, Sonic.
Knuckles.
Okay.
Alien baseball. Cool.
Bye-bye. But he kind of held them hostage to get the contract he wanted. They probably made some promises of things, or maybe they just thought they were going to do some things that were going to go in the right direction. But, I mean, you change coaches. You don't really solve your quarterback situation at all. You have too many quarterbacks, therefore you have no quarterback. And it was just like, you know what? I'm out. Just get rid of me. And it's probably good for them to dump him, and they still get a good player in return, a similar-ish first-round pick, younger, cheaper at this point. So I think Cleveland's like, you know what? Let's just ship him off, get a different player in here, and move on.
Yeah, I'm not really buying the whole I'm not really buying the whole thing that they have to start all over with Verse, because Verse is still a good player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's still going to be. I think he's definitely going to be a contributor for the defensive line already. Like, I think he's going to be doing very well there. So by no means I feel like Cleveland got something bad out of this.
No, I mean, on paper he's not Myles Garrett, but he's not bad at all. He is a very above serviceable replacement. He is better than a disgruntled Garrett. Let's put it that way.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
Because
I think Cleveland's going to be better for it, because they'll have money to spend elsewhere at some point after this dead cap hit.
Well, I mean, getting Verse is kind of a move to the future.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's
and they've got 1 year to figure out if Deshaun's what he's going to be, because I think that's what they're kind of banking on this year with a new coach. You got 1 year left. Let's see what you can do. And if it fails, I think they clean house on quarterback room completely.
And also, don't forget, Cleveland did also get the 2027 first round pick, the second round pick for 2028, and the third round pick for 2029.
Yeah, so they are in position to get another quarterback with the picks.
Who's the current 95 for the Rams?
Oh, I don't even know. I saw his name today, but
somebody tweeted Myles Garrett's coming for whoever it is, his number 95, and it's that video where the guy walks in like to somebody in a Walmart at the self-checkout and just rips the shirt off of his back. And then whoever the guy is said, responded to that quote tweet, and it was like, hey now, or something like, why would he do that to me? And somebody's like, you better ask Garrett for like 95 Rolexes or something for that jersey number.
So Puna Ford had
right.
number 95, and now he is becoming number 97.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yes.
I wonder what he's getting from Garrett for that number, because Garrett's going to pay him something.
Do players have agency over the number?
It depends on who it is, but if they really want that number, they're going to give whoever had it previous some nice car or something. But like Rodgers, he didn't take 12 because wasn't that Theismann with the Jets?
No, that was Not Theismann.
Just Namath.
Namath.
That's what I
like,
meant.
you threw me when you said Theismann. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not it.
That's what I meant.
Namath.
But so he went back to his college number
Yeah.
and was number 8, and that's what he is now with Pittsburgh. But some of them change it, but if they really want it, they'll give, unless it's like a big name at the team that they're going to, which is rare, but it's possible. Most of the time, whoever has these big name players' numbers, they just offer them something and they usually give it up.
And a lot of times, the person who has the number, the player coming in, even if they're a bigger name, it depends on. I mean, I don't think all superstars go into it saying, "You're going to give me that number, I don't care, and I'll give you something." I think they go into it open-minded. Most players, I mean, if I was wearing 95 and I had no real sentimental attachment to it, it just was my number. I'd probably be like, I'll give it to you. And then hopefully they'll do something nice for you, whether you ask for it or not. I have seen a few times where a player of lesser stature had a number. It was like the number his dad wore in college or high school. There was a sentimental attachment. And I think there's a few players that were like, you know what? I'll just change my number. I won't take it from you. And I think that's happened a few times. I don't have a specific example, but I do remember something similar to that happening. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times it's just like, yeah, I'll give you the number, and what are you going to give me? I never really understood that, be honest with you. But it is what it is. Get something out of it, I guess. Especially if the guy's making, hundreds of millions and you're making one.
Yeah, I'm looking up to see if there's any examples of players who had to fight for their number that kind of switched over, but I know the one that
Revis might be one, if I remember right. That
Revis was my first. I know there's one in basketball with Dwayne Wade and Chris Paul. When Chris Paul went to the Heat for a little bit, they both wore 3, and I didn't think it became a thing in the end, but Paul was forced to wear another number.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's probably stories like that. Just kind of digging into it more.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll be definitely keeping track of what happens there. I said Rams defense was not really a problem compared to some of the other issues. So like I said, they still haven't addressed kind of the offensive weapons issue as much, especially with Puka now kind of going through whatever he's going through. So I feel like there's not really a second or third wide receiver. Running backs are still kind of, I'm going to say, out in the air or up in the air, because I think Blake Corum can turn into something good.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure yet. And tight end, I don't know. Could be anybody at this point.
Yeah, it's I mean, obviously the defense is automatically upgraded to some extent with Garrett over Ford. But outside of that, it's not much difference. So we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, the Rams, they don't care about draft picks. They're a commodity to them, and they do a great job, like we said last night, picking in the 2nd through 5th rounds and finding guys in those rounds that are solid guys. And like I said last night too, there's always 32 first-round guys. There's not 32 superstars in the league next year from the first round at all. Maybe, you look back at every draft. I mean, you and I, or all of us, have gone over the, previous drafts, first-round quarterbacks. How many of those have been busts, And that's just a handful of guys in the first round. I mean, there's so many first-round picks that aren't ever living up to what that first-round pick is. So Rams are like, you know what? We don't care about first-round picks. We'll pay somebody cheaper and groom them to be what we want them to be.
And yeah, that's a method that's got them to a Super Bowl before. So, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, it's a formula that you would expect most teams to adopt, but none of them do, because you got owners that get enamored with first-round picks and fancy guys and big contract, like, oh, this guy's gonna be our savior, and it's like, nah, not really.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know. To me, like the first round, like there's quality players in there, but I feel like mostly it's pageantry at this point.
Yeah,
Like, you don't really know what to expect from. But like I said, them getting Ty Simpson in the first round was such a departure from that. And I know that's still up in the air if that's going to be a good pick or not. We're not going to know probably at least till a good 2 or 3 years, I would think.
I mean, that's a GM override on that pick right there, from what I can gather.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to say so, it wasn't McVay wanting that guy. I think it's one of those things. Because again, they don't value number 1 draft picks. It was a late round pick. It's a quarterback that other people probably coveted. So I think they see it as a chip they can play later if they have to.
Oh,
like with Jared Goff.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he comes in, he plays a little bit behind Stafford. Stafford's still got a year or two. He's not really a threat per se, but somebody loses a quarterback, and next thing you know, they're offering you stuff to get Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely see it as a trade bait kind of thing. Eric, what do you think about that?
Well, when you were talking about Quorum, did you mention anything about Kyron Williams, or were you just talking solely about Quorum?
Quorum was the most recent one that was drafted. Williams too. I was focusing on the recent draft pick for Quorum.
Okay.
So Williams I think is definitely probably one of their better weapons.
Well, Williams is a star. Quorum is becoming one.
Yes.
They're going to get to a point where they have to decide if they're going to pay them both.
Which is kind of a good problem to have, because that means you have 2 quality running backs at least, and you can eventually trade whoever you need to trade for that.
In this day and age, that's what you want, is 2 quality running backs, because
Right.
Nobody has a single back offense anymore, it seems like. I
mean, if you look at look at Seattle last year with Walker III and Charbonnet. That's how they pretty much ran roughshod in the regular season, because they had a dual running back system that actually kind of worked in their favor.
Yeah.
And I think I'm starting to see more teams starting kind of drift that way, like having a true rusher and one that can do both receiving and rushing at the same time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just going to be like what the new system is going to be, like the new spread, in a way where everybody switches to that. And then I'm waiting for it to go completely in a full circle. And then the next big offensive innovation is going to be like the I formation again.
I wouldn't be surprised. I keep touting, and I don't understand it, why nobody runs it anymore. But if you just ran an old school option on occasion, I mean, there's so much RPI that I don't understand why teams don't do a true option play on a regular basis, because nobody's prepared for it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, I could see Lamar Jackson going down the line, getting to the tight end, and pitching it out. They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, so that's kind of the situation with that. I mean, I really do want to see more option in pro, but I just think that's stuck in college.
I see college hardly even runs it anymore. That's the thing. It's like, and that's the thing. Go back. If teams would reach deep into their history, like you said, set up some I formation. I mean, they had the what was the one that they do now? What's they call it? It's not the power I. It's the pistol or something like that. Isn't that what yeah, it's kind of an I formation, but the quarterback is in the shotgun as well. Just mix it up. If you throw some old school stuff in there, and McVay's the kind of guy that would pull stuff like that, I think. Also Shanahan.
Donnie wants to run the wishbone or the wing.
Hey, I mean, I don't think you can do it all the time, and I'm not saying to do it all the time. I'm just saying you go out there one day and all of a sudden you got a wing formation and people are like, what the hell is this?
When I played in high school, one of our high schools, that's what they ran, with wing the entire time.
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
Mark, I'm glad to see you.
I'm just saying, throw it in there every once in a while. Throw it in there in a drive here and there a couple times a game or something, just to mix it up, and they don't do it.
Someone just deploy a flanker.
Yeah.
That used to be a thing. Use that.
Exactly.
When you were talking about tight end, do you guys still have Higby?
I know Higby came back from. I know Higby's been injured all last year, pretty much.
So who was your other one? Parham, was it?
No, it was it Colby Patterson? I'm saying I'm blanking on his name.
Is Patterson or Robinson, something like that.
Parkinson.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a,
Patterson, Robinson, Parkinson. I mean, we're all getting in there.
Alzheimer's or one of those.
One of those things. But no, they also had Terrence Ferguson for a little bit. And then Higby. So, and said Higby was, I think he was out for a good bit of the year. So I mean, that was kind of a needed position. But hopefully, they did draft a tight end, second round tight end out of Ohio State. So be curious to see if they're going to bolster that position or not, because I feel like that was really a lacking thing last year. All right. So speaking of things that are lacking, we are lacking the top 2 seeds this year in the NCAA baseball super regionals. So both UCLA and Georgia Tech get eliminated. UCLA gets Cal Poly moves out of the UCLA group, and we don't care who moved out of Georgia Tech's group. It's not important. Not important to talk about. So we have our super regionals coming out, and looking at all these results, it is basically all the teams that we all predicted was going to move on. Nobody strayed out of the course at all. So let's go over super regionals. And then we're going to go back and talk about the actual regionals, about what impressions you guys had, because I know we were all watching games at some point.
Yeah.
So super regionals, we have the Morgantown regional. So congratulations for Virginia getting a second regional here. So it'll be West Virginia against Cal Poly, which I read a stat that Cal Poly has not played a game out of California since February.
Wow.
So that'll be kind of interesting to see what happens there. Then we've got Troy regional with Troy versus Little Rock, Arkansas. Of course, the regional that all of us picked. If you told me that Troy had a regional beforehand, they finished 1-1 against Upstate. Get it right. So with Troy having that regional, Troy's only about 4 hours away, but I definitely can't make it down there for that one. Arkansas Little Rock, that's probably one of the. I know there's probably a bigger surprise we're about to talk about, but that to me, coming out of this Hattiesburg regional, especially against a Jacksonville State and Virginia team in that one, pretty impressive from Little Rock. Gotta admit.
Yeah.
Got the Chapel Hill regional with UNC surviving Tennessee and East Carolina, going up against USC, who upset Texas A&M yesterday to come out of that regional. The Auburn regional has Auburn versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss coming out of the Nebraska regional after upsetting Nebraska. Sadly, Auburn did survive the onslaught from the Milwaukee Panthers. Even though in that very first game, it said Milwaukee Brewers. It really felt like they were playing the Brewers by the way they were going, but sadly, they cooled off eventually. It's sad to see, but that's what usually the life of a 4 seed.
I kept seeing that, and I was like, what in the hell are they talking about? Did I miss something here? And I didn't pick up for a little bit that they were just messing with social media.
Yeah. And then look at this. Kansas has another regional. Kansas plays OU in the Lawrence regional. Kansas staves off Arkansas, Missouri State. And by the way, Prophet, as a personal thank you for knocking Arkansas out. I'm so glad they're out, especially with all the crap they were doing the past week. Yeah, Northeastern, OU upsets Georgia Tech. So, I have to give props. That was a great win from OU. I thought they were going to struggle in that last game, especially with Tech coming back the way they did. But no, they survived. So, you know what? I'll give props for OU on that one. The Tuscaloosa Regional has Alabama, which really didn't struggle at all, against the other 4th seed out of the Tallahassee Regional, St. John's. I did not see this one coming.
No.
Usually with 4 seeds, I kind of have an idea. No, not with this one. Like I said, the Little Rock one, okay, if you kind of sit back and think about it, kind of makes a little sense of how they play. No, not St. John. And yeah, St. Mary's beating UCLA. Like I said, we'll talk about the regionals when we get there. We're just going to go over the supers right now. We got the Austin regional, which is Texas against Oregon. I think is that the first chalk regional? That is. Yeah, that is the first regional that actually has both seeded teams coming out of it. The seventh one I mentioned, Texas versus Oregon.
Yeah.
Now, Oregon was actually a team that some people thought they weren't going to go out of their regional, but, they're here, so good for them. And then the last one, Battle of the Bulldogs in Athens, Georgia against Mississippi State. Both teams won their regionals and moved on to further on there. So that's our super regionals, but let's go back and let's talk about some of these regional games. I know we all watched a bunch of games. Donnie, did you have a favorite game or what was your takeaway from the first weekend of this tournament?
Well, I'll be honest, I did not watch very much of this. I saw bits and pieces of some games, but did not see a whole lot. Most of what I saw were clips online, to be honest with you. But what I took away from it was the parity is there in baseball to some extent. I'll say that because we still have 7 teams from the SEC representing here, which is insane to me, to be honest, that many got through all these regionals compared to everything else. But it's good to see the lesser teams. I mean, some of these teams got a little bit haughty, I should say, with some of their play and just thought they were bigger than their britches, and some of them went home because of it. Georgia's one of those that survived it. But I think when we talked before last week, Georgia, I thought, had a relatively easy regional to play in. And it seems like, I forget who were the other, Texas maybe. I think Texas and Georgia were the two that I said those seem fairly easy on the surface. So those guys made it through. I'm glad to see the parity. We talked about it a little bit last night, whether NILs it has to do with it or not. But the depth that some of these smaller schools have now versus what they used to have is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that. We were talking about all the 7 SEC teams in here. Only 2 of them are teams that did not host a regional.
Yeah.
So everyone else kind of had the easy route in there. And don't forget, there were still other SEC teams like A&M and Florida that hosted regionals and they didn't get out.
Right.
So that kind of shows, I'm not going to say exposes, but that kind of shows, it's not necessarily this is a winnable thing for almost anybody. You can make a case for, I'll go ahead and say you can make a case for any of these 16 teams now.
Oh yeah. And the thing that got me the first day of the regionals was the first 2 days, how many of those top seeds lost that first game. That were like kind of shocked, and they kind of had to fight their way back in some cases, and some of them just didn't get back. But it was good to see. I was like, holy crap, this team went down, this team went down, this team went down. Like, wow, there was a lot of upsets in that first game that most of them played.
And keep in mind that we're talking about parity. Last year, the same thing happened where the top 2 seeds got knocked out in regionals.
Yeah, so it's 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, the 2 years in a row that's happened. Now, this is the first time 2 4 seeds have made it out of the super regional. We almost had a third with Milwaukee, but that didn't come to fruition. So it's almost like you don't want to be a first 2 seed at this point.
Well, I mean, or you have to go into it with a different mental approach, and I don't know how you do that. Because these kids today, they don't seem to follow that old school mentality from the coach of look, just because we've dominated all year doesn't mean we're going to beat these guys. Most of them are like, we got this, and then they don't. So it'd be interesting to see if it happens. I don't expect it to happen a third year in a row. I expect there to still be one of them, if not both of them, out. But I would, and I don't know if I'd even say that there would be 2 4 seeds next year, but I also wouldn't be surprised if there were more than 2 4 seeds making it through next year. So we'll see how the leveling of the field in the whole baseball world goes about the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Bees and I do agree. I need Texas to get out. We may not agree on a lot, but we can definitely agree on this. Prophet.
Present.
What was that?
Present.
Talk to me about your experience watching these games, or what your takeaway from some of these weekend games were.
So I have a third question that I just thought of related to kind of what you've been talking about. I watched the OU Georgia Tech game yesterday, which leads me to one of my questions, if you would allow me.
Go ahead.
So a lot of people had a lot of chatter about the regional hosts not getting to be the home team in their own ballpark every single game. There's set max 7 games per regional. And so they try to even it out as much as possible, where the home team that's hosting gets like the first 2 games. Typically they'd be the home team. But then Georgia Tech in game 7, the winner take all yesterday, was the visitors against OU. And so when Georgia Tech got walked off, because there's 7 possible games altogether, do you think, and obviously the regional host is not going to play in all 7, but do you think the home team host or the higher seed should always be a home game, or are you good with them splitting it where they have some that are the home team and some that they're visitors?
I'm good with it, because usually in a circumstance where you're hosting and you're playing a 7th game, that means something went wrong for you.
Yeah.
You kind of, and to my opinion, you kind of have to reward the team that won the 6th game to get it to that 7th game. So because I mean, even way you can say they're home or away, they're still at that ballpark. They still have to deal with those fans. Because I think wasn't like Kentucky was at home against West Virginia. Was that a Kentucky crowd? No, that was a West Virginia crowd. I don't think it mattered who was where at that point. I understand the whole walk-off thing. It was kind of a weird thing watching the Oklahoma State-Alabama game 6. And Alabama hits a home run, a 3-run home run in the top of the 11th, and there's still Oklahoma State having the bat. And I almost felt like, okay, that was kind of a weird thing. It should have been flipped the other way around. But in my opinion, I don't think they should be rewarded for that, because eventually, if they lose a game at some point where they have to do it, I think that's a fair dynamic change because of that.
Yeah, and I mean, the home team not being, the host team not being the home team in a game in that situation, you kind of put yourself in that position probably anyway, to some extent. Now, you said some of it's already kind of predetermined, but I mean, to use your own phrase, sometimes just play better. You got to play better. Make the pitches. I mean, if you lose a game because you're not the home team in the last inning, that's on you. Play better.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that they've played on the road before during the season, so it's not like they're not used to being visitors.
Right.
Yes, they don't get to hit last, but if you do something well the first 8.5 innings, then you should be trying to close it out in the ninth, regardless if it's the top or the bottom.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm a coach, this is my approach. If I'm coaching in that situation, is I say to my guys after the top of the first inning, all right, top of the first, treat the bottom of the first as if it's the top of the first, and flip the innings around. And just mentally, you got to get your guys to look at it that way and be like, hey, top of the ninth is going to be our bottom of the ninth, and if we're down, we better find a way to score there, because we don't want to lose it without them coming to bat. And if they come to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, you better be prepared to throw your pitches.
So yeah, I think that's I understand. I kind of understand what people are talking about with the bottom of the ninth thing, but ultimately, if like I said, if you get walked off, you get walked off. There's really no other thing to say about that.
Yeah.
So I didn't have this question that I proposed to you guys previous, but Donnie talking about it made me think about it. So he's talking about having that 1832 mentality where do you think a lot of these teams, these top seeds, like in game one or potentially game two if you play the late game, because if you're the host, you get to choose whether you play the early game. So like KU played the early game on Thursday. That way they basically have a full day's rest before like over 24 hours, as opposed to a lot of teams playing Thursday or Friday night. And then, or maybe they didn't play Thursday, maybe it was just Friday, but whatever. So instead of playing Friday night and then Saturday night, they would play Friday afternoon and then Saturday night if they win. Not everybody, like KU didn't, but some of these teams don't pitch their number one against a 4 seed thinking they can beat them. And so if you don't have that Donnie mentality, do you think that kind of hurts some of these teams where they maybe cocky, overconfident? I don't know if that's the right word, but they're not throwing their ace. So then they potentially lose that first game, and then that throws off the rest of the regional.
While they did come back and win their regional, all fingers point at the Auburn-Milwaukee very first game. Auburn did not throw. No, they did not throw their starting pitcher. They did not throw their ace out there, and they got taken to the woodshed because of it.
KU started theirs, so Dom McVeighley started against Northeastern because, yes, they're a 4 seed, but Northeastern was a good team. They beat and knocked out Missouri State and played a really good matchup against Arkansas. But yeah, KU, Dan Fitzgerald's like, we're not messing around with Northeastern. They could easily win. And I wouldn't say it was a complete dogfight because I don't remember the final score, but KU ended up beating Northeastern by, I don't know, 3 or 4 or however many runs. But they went with their ace. So that's kind of another question I had is that why maybe some of these teams get beat like that is because they don't go in saying, let's just, if we can maybe sneak out a first game win against that 4 seed who's throwing their ace, and then they lose that game, and then they're playing elimination right away the next day already.
Well, you got to think about it this way, and it all comes down to coaching, in my opinion. The number 4 seed is going to throw their best effort at that 1 seed. So you're getting their best. If you don't give your best, and I'm not saying you necessarily have to throw the ace, maybe you throw your number 2 pitcher out there at least. But you can't just throw like a 3rd or 4th pitcher out there because they're a 4 seed. And you may not have to, it comes down to 2 things. As a coach, you have to understand what that other team does best anyway, even if they're a number 4 seed. And if your 2 or 3 pitcher is good enough to win you that game. But ultimately, if you have to throw your starter out there, you got to win that first game. You don't want to go into loser's bracket as a host team. So you got to do what you got to do. But I think you either throw your ace or at least your second pitcher in that first game. I think if you do the second best pitcher to start, you still have your ace. You could then decide in the next game, depending on matchup, if you go 3rd starter or ace, whatever. I think it's all in coaching. And if the coaches make the wrong decision, that's on them.
Because, yeah, I need to go back and check the other 1-4 upsets that happened with St. John's beating Florida State, St. Mary's beating UCLA, and see what level of pitcher they started.
Yeah.
I knew about the Auburn one because I had an Auburn fan, a friend who was complaining about they should not have they started the wrong pitcher.
The baseball in general, though, I mean, you thought with LSU this year, they didn't make a regional, but they lost a lot of games against teams that were like, so it doesn't surprise me that a 4 seed that's had a good year themselves can beat a 1 seed in a 9-inning game. Now,
Yeah.
if we're talking football, you're not going to have Mercer beat Ohio State in the first rounds.
Well, wait a minute. We don't know.
Why'd you have to pick Mercer?
Because I know Virgil was.
I know.
Listen, if Illinois State can go to North Dakota State and beat them, anything's possible. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think that's different than Alabama State beating Clemson or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I'm just saying that it doesn't surprise me that these 4 seeds throwing probably their best pitcher,
Yeah.
beating these 1 seeds to start off, and that we had a couple 4 seeds that made it all the way out of the regionals but yeah, that it's Troy and Little Rock. Is that
No, Little Rock, Troy's a 3. It was Little Rock and St. John's.
But who's in the Troy regional?
Little Rock.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Little Rock. It's Little Rock.
Sorry,
and
that's
Troy.
what I was meaning. So I think a lot of eyes are going to be on that regional just because of the teams that are in it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
Because one of them's going to the World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a given. So,
Well, because then like last year you had Murray State. I mean, Coastal Carolina is pretty frequent there, but like Murray State and everything, everybody had a big talk about how small their stadium is. Could you imagine if they were to host a regional?
yeah.
I don't remember what seed they were. Do you know what seed Murray State was last year?
I think they were a 4.
Were they?
I mean,
And so they went all the way.
Well, that goes back to what we talked about last night a little bit with like the NIL bringing a little more parity, because some of these guys that would normally sit the bench on the bigger schools are now staying at the smaller schools because they're getting a little bit of money and they're playing more regularly. It gives them more depth. And I think that's the thing with these 4 seeds throwing their ace in that first game. They're going to throw their ace in that first game. They got to win that first game, because if they lose that first game, they don't have a whole lot of chance to battle out of it. I mean, they've got better depth than they used to, but still, they've got to give it their best. So I think that's why you see some of these teams doing that. And again, if the coach makes a decision, hey, we're they're a 4 seed, they're going to throw their best pitcher at us, but we're going to probably go with our number 3 pitcher or number 4 pitcher this first game. You're kind of telling your team that you think you've got it in the bag, and you better watch out.
Yes, Murray State was a 4.
You better not cry. Okay, so my third question then would be related to starting pitchers and relating specifically to the OU Georgia Tech game. So Georgia Tech was up by 1 going into the 9th. Instead of bringing in a closer, they bring in their Friday ace, who is 9-1 on the year. Gives up the game tying run in the bottom of the 9th, sends it to extras, and then gives up the walk-off in the bottom of the 10th to OU. Yes, he's your best pitcher. He's 9-1 on the year, but he's not a closer. He hasn't closed a game in like 2 or 3 years. Do you think, I mean, obviously that was a mistake, but do you think that's a mistake going with your best pitcher who's not used to a reliever or closer role? Because obviously he got hit around, obviously both innings, 9th and 10th, and that cost him their regional and a chance to host. But I was happy about it because now instead of having to go to Atlanta to be around Patrick, you're able to host now and have OU come to the backyard. But I think that's a mistake because he's not in that closer mentality because he's a normal starter.
Well, for me, I know it's a semantics issue, and I will fight this semantics battle. He's your best starter. He's not necessarily your best pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't put your best starter out there to try and close a game. He's not conditioned all year long for that role. Just because he's a great starter, I don't think you can do that. So if you've got a reliever and you've got a closer and that's been his job all year long, then that's what you got to do. You got to go with that guy.
To counter that point, because I did not see the sixth game. Did they already exhaust their closers?
Well, I don't buy that unless he pitched quite a few innings, because KU, their closer, pitched 2 innings in all 3 games, Thursday or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, I mean, they're not probably going to, every team's going to do that. But KU, Bodie Ray pitched, I think, a full 2 innings. Uh-oh. The bat boy just went out to get the bat and tripped.
Oh, no.
But yeah, KU specifically, their closer, they had that first 2 games was close situations. The last one, they were up on Arkansas like 13-8. He gave up a solo home run, but got it out of it. And I think they won 13-9. So it wasn't a technical closing situation. But I mean, he very well could have. I'm not sure what happened in that game. I do know that OU did have a big offensive onslaught in that game to send it to I don't remember the final score, but I know they were beating up the Yellow Jackets quite a bit in game 6. So it's possible they used him. They had one of their best relievers yesterday, Mason Patel, I believe, throw 100 pitches, and he's never thrown that many in relief. He wasn't even a starter, but he threw 100 pitches in relief. And you could tell at the end, because he hadn't thrown that many before, he got tired, and they came back because Georgia Tech was up 7-3 in that game. And OU slowly chipped away, got it within 1 of the 9th, and then that's when they brought in their Friday ace. And I think they said he might have thrown like 100 pitches on Friday or whatever the opening. So he had already pitched. And then they bring him in, 2 days rest basically. And he was well over 20 pitches, because not only did he pitch the 9th, but he was pitching in the 10th as well. And I was like, well, if Georgia Tech wins this, hopefully they've used him up where then he will be not as effective to start game 1 in the supers, but then they end up using him anyways. So very well could have used up their closer in game 6, but I don't know. Surely they had somebody else that was more of a reliever than their number 1 starter.
I mean, if you don't have a pitcher that's pitching 130 pitches, is it really a regional? I feel like you have that almost every year. Phil, to answer your question real quick, this hat is the Wichita Chili Buns. So one I've been wanting to get for a while. Thanks to Mr. Profit, I finally got this one. So that was nice. And Eric, Joe has a question for you. Are you going to the Kansas Super Regionals?
Sorry, we just stole second, and the ump started to call him safe, then went to call him out, and then turned back and went safe. So he's kind of going through the whole motions. Yeah, Joe, if you would love to send me like $500, because that's about what Super Regional tickets are going for, I'll go for you then if you send me the money. Venmo at Eric204. Feel free to send that over, and I'll go to Super Regional. As of right now, I have not seen them release the tickets yet. They just released the schedule earlier today, which seems kind of late. I mean, I know it's only Tuesday, but they play Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Game 3 is necessary. But it was pretty much impossible because the KU endowment fund people, what we call the Donnie people at KU, bought up all the regional tickets because their ballpark's only 2,700, but then they put in the outfield, what's called the backyard experience, and got it up to like 4,100 in attendance. And I think they're going to try to add a few more if possible, but even then tickets are near impossible to get. So probably not, just because I don't think I can get tickets for it.
You got to know a guy.
Yeah, his name's Donnie. Yeah, Venmo, Eric P04.
By the way, I did want to circle back to this because we were deep in conversation and tell Phil that goal was his fault because he gloated about the Hurricanes up 2-0, and then Vegas knocked one in. So that's totally on Phil.
Yeah, the tickets for the Troy Regional will go on sale tomorrow, so I'll be curious what the prices are going to be for that.
Yeah.
So I did look up prior 4 seeds to make it to the College World Series. So, of course, we had the Murray State run last year. Then 2023, we had Oral Roberts. And then before that, 2012 was Stony Brook. So, of course, the only one that people do remember is Fresno State winning in 2008 and actually winning the entire thing. So, the fact that they were a 4 seed probably calls the question for a lot of people, but still, a 4 seed has won the tournament before, so anything's possible.
Were they better than a 4 seed, or were they just,
Yeah.
they just get super hot at the right time?
Both.
Donnie, go ahead.
I was gonna say both.
Yeah, I personally think they were better than a 4.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid team.
Yeah, but still, the fact that they made the run that they did to have to overcome. I think they were in the Long Beach regional, and Long Beach was like a juggernaut of a team at the time.
Dirtbags?
Dirtbags, yeah. So yeah, they were able to get there. So it's possible to see that. I don't know if any of these teams, the 4 seeds, will win it, but you never know.
Fun fact, I came back from a flight and the Dirtbag baseball team was on my flight back home because they were coming to Wichita to play Wichita State probably 3 years ago. And so I was sat by one of them and was talking to them a little bit about the team and everything. So that was pretty cool. And I think they follow me on Twitter now too.
Very cool.
Yeah, very, very, very nice. So I do have to say this, since apparently I feel like I can't ignore this. I had a monkey paw moment during the tournament. Now, Eric, do you know what I mean by a monkey paw moment?
No.
So a monkey paw moment is when you wish for something to happen and it almost happens, and it happens in the worst possible way. And so usually when I watch tournaments, NCAA tournaments, whether it's basketball, I can't say football for this example, basketball or baseball, I always want to make sure the HBCU teams do well. I always want to make sure, they have, they're competitive, because, it's good. I like to see smaller schools like that. What I did not want, though, was Alabama State taking Oklahoma State to extra innings in the Tuscaloosa regional, a regional that we almost went to, by the way, but did not because I had other plans that Saturday. I don't know if I would have shown my face if Alabama State beat Oklahoma State. I don't think I would have been on. But that was probably, honestly, I don't know if it was the game of the tournament, but it was definitely one of my favorite games to watch, though, considering as a neutral, I would say Alabama State was Oklahoma State. Alabama State almost got their first win in the tournament, and Oklahoma State almost crapped the bed. So very nervy game for me to watch for sure. I did watch the full Milwaukee Auburn first game just to see because I thought Auburn was going to come back in that one eventually, and they just never did. So a little surprised with UNC coming out of their regional, because I thought they had Tennessee and ECU in that. Apparently that game got really heated between the two of them. But no, UNC kind of pulled out of there. So ultimately, like I said, I'm glad both Big 12 teams that hosted made it out. So nice to see West Virginia there, nice to see Kansas there.
Yeah, everybody was laughing at the NCAA saying, oh, yeah, you're going to make 2 of the best teams out there in the Big 12 be the 15 and 16 seeds, making them go to the top 2 seeds. And then both top 2 seeds lost, and both the Big 12 teams won, and now they're both hosting Super Regional. So Big 12 got the last laugh on that one.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I'm not going to say anything yet because I want to make sure the true last laugh will be having both teams make the College World Series.
True.
And while I'm not going to say either way, because Cal Poly won their regional, so they're not a bad team. And of course, Oklahoma beat Georgia Tech the way that they did. So those are going to be 2 interesting games, I would think. All I know this, looking at the, I watched some of the Kentucky Morgan, West Virginia game last night. That is a rowdy crowd in Morgantown.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, they're rowdy about everything.
That's it. That was a electric atmosphere.
Yeah.
So kind of makes me want to go to Morgantown for a game, honestly, by the way, that was.
I mean, if you have a reputation of setting couches on fire, it kind of starts there.
I mean, that's true. That you kind of have to live up to that. That makes sense.
That's right.
Okay. Before we move on to our next subject, are there any other things you'd like to discuss with college baseball before we move on?
I just want to say rock chalk.
All I'll say too is I haven't heard anything this week. It's kind of eerily quiet about the South Carolina coaching job because I thought when everything kind of got wrapped up, there might be some movement there, but I don't know. We'll see.
Can I just say real quick? I just caught this when I was looking at the brackets earlier. I did not realize how close we could have been to a Troy Jacksonville State Super Regional.
Ooh.
Because Jacksonville State got eliminated by Arkansas Little Rock in the last game.
Yeah.
Man, if both those teams got into a super at the same time, that's license to print money. That would have been heated.
Yeah.
I don't know who would have hosted that. If Jacksonville State would have hosted that, I probably would have gone because that's only an hour and a half for me. But all right, so congratulations to all the super regional teams. I hope at least 15 of you guys do well. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so let's talk about it.
15. You mean 14?
Well, technically, it's the same one.
Texas and or OU or both?
Well, see, I don't recognize Texas as a team, so I just hope that Troy and Arkansas Little Rock do good twice.
Okay, that makes sense. I get that.
All right, so we have some new identities that have come out. Some of them kind of out of nowhere. So I've got 4. I feel like I'm missing some still, but we'll see how we go here. So I'm going to start with the one that is not affiliated and the one that actually does not have any merch available yet on their website when I checked. So first, we are going to go over to the Ogden Raptors to look at the Utah Fry Sauce. So a nice little food identity for this one. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So sadly, this is all we kind of have to go off of right now. Apparently, this is the Get Saucy family playing for Ogden. Do like that Stitch
That's
logo.
a cool logo. And the fact that they actually had a costume for the mascot made for a one-off like this is pretty impressive.
I mean, they must have been sitting on this one for a while. So
yeah.
I'm going to try and see. Tell me your guys' opinion on this as I try to see if there's any merch anywhere that I may have just missed.
Does anybody know what the fry sauce is like or what it's made of from?
It looks like Pepto-Bismol.
So I'm glad you asked that question, Donnie, because the fry sauce is a blend of mayonnaise and ketchup and often the pickle juice, Worcestershire sauce, and occasional spices.
Okay.
So
I assumed ketchup and mayonnaise to some extent to get the pinkish color, but I wasn't sure.
Freddy's fry sauce.
I like Freddy's spicy fry sauce. That's my favorite. Their jalapeno fry sauce, I think it's called.
Yeah, actually, ultimately, like I said, I like this logo. I want to see what the hats look like because I know the hats here, they're it's got that logo on there. You can kind of see a little bit of it, but I'm surprised they do not have these for sale. Or if they do, I'm not finding it. So
yeah, I mean, the best view you can get is the picture of the guy with the mascot. If you zoom in on the player wearing it, it's got a white button on top.
Yeah.
And red brim. So pretty nice looking hat there, to be honest.
Yeah, but ultimately, like I said, can't really pull anything on it. There is a fry soft cap on the website. However, I'm not buying it yet. No, I just want to take a look at it. No pictures loading for it. So I think they're still updating their stuff on this. So may have to take some time before we actually see what they come out with. But if we do see merchandise for it, we will try to update everybody on it. All right, next one we're going to look at is the Ozark Snipe Hunters from the Springfield Cardinals. And they do have merch, so we will be checking that out too. Like I already said, I like the green on this for sure.
Yeah. Now, I will say a pet peeve of mine is using a plural Ozarks with a logo that starts with another S. So when you say Ozarks Snipe Hunters, it's like SS. Cannot stand that. And I don't know why you have to pluralize Ozarks, although I know that is a regional thing. I would have gone Ozark Snipe Hunters.
But it's not like in the Ozark. It's like in the Ozarks.
I mean, yeah, there's more than one Ozark, Donnie.
I understand that. I get it. It's just that drives me insane. Pluralizing something that starts with an S.
How about Ozarks Hunter Snipers?
See, that works. That just rolls off the tongue.
That's why I can't stand Ruth's Chris. That doesn't work.
Well, Chris belongs to Bruce, so looks like the colors the squonks.
That's a different green in my opinion.
I do like the hat logo though, and having the eyes kind of sneaking out between the words.
See, I am not a fan of word hats. So this one's kind of a miss for me. I do like the eyes, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like the letter.
Hey, Donnie, you should ask him for his Bradenton Marauders hat then.
I was hoping he would give it to me, but
I'm going to rephrase that. I'm referring to hats that I pay for.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize you were big on your green color palette. When you said that the Snipe Hunters is different than the Squonks green.
Oh yeah, apparently, yeah. It's a lighter color. That's why I was thinking. Like the Squonks hat's not that neon green highlighting.
yeah, I like this one. I'm not huge on the word mark ones sometimes. Just depends on how the font is to me, to be honest. But I like how this one's laid out.
I'm wondering if they're going to release a hat with the hunter himself.
I'll be there in about a month. I can find out.
Yeah, that'd be the one thing I'd be kind of curious about. I do like the jersey a lot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Springfield, between this and the
Cashew chickens?
yes, that one. I'm surprised they're doing, I wouldn't say a lot of identities, but they're starting to add some additional ones because obviously everybody hates their normal name.
It makes you wonder if they understand that, but they're sort of stuck with it too, for now at least.
Well, it's like it's showing everybody else. It's like, see, we're not boring. We can have fun.
Or they're trying to kind of ease into it with the diehard old school fans that they probably have a lot of.
Nah, I don't listen to any of those old farts.
Well, true.
They're probably still complaining about the DH being a thing.
I still think pitchers should hit too, but
I mean, I think that too, but I'm not going to complain about a DH. But no, so Snipe Hunters, I think definitely one of the better ones I would say that we've seen.
yeah.
Okay, so now let's move on to a I don't know if controversial is the right word for this, but some people have already had opinions. Let's go to our friends over at Lehigh Valley for the rubber
You
duckies.
He's ready to
can
jump
use-
in.
You can use my name. It's okay.
Oh, I didn't think it was just you. I thought it was other people. Was it just you?
I mean, I was the first one to send this to you guys. And
That's true.
so I basically said, Akron was give my identity back.
But I have a question for you that we're going to get into after we show the identity to show you that these are two different things.
One is the rubber ducks, the other is the rubber duckies.
Well, I mean, but I want you to think about this, Eric. Would you say that the St. Cloud Rocks and the Colorado Rockies are the same thing?
No.
Then why are these two the same thing?
Well, what?
Would you say that the St. Cloud Rocks and the Colorado Rockies are the same thing?
No, but they're not. Those are different names, different logos. These are the exact same basic.
They're not the same
names and
logo.
logos.
They're not the same logos.
They have a rubber duck logo. I know the main Akron rubber duck is not, but they have a rubber duck logo.
Yeah, but see, Eric, you're missing the fact this duck has glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty cool shades too, if you ask me.
I was surprised that they went with something that is that close.
I am too.
I don't hate that jersey.
No, I like the jersey. I like it actually. I just think it is very very unusual for MLB to red light this. I know Lehigh Valley and Akron are not in the same market, but
So are rubber ducks big in the Allentown area?
So this is actually a collaboration with the Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. So this is, I think sales for this is going to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So I think this is why they did this.
You mean their city doesn't smell like Cheerios?
By the way, speaking of things that are going to smell like breakfast, Eric, have you been to Cedar? Eric, have you been to Cedar Rapids?
I sure have.
So you're familiar with the Quaker Oats Oatmeal Factory?
I did not encounter it to my knowledge.
I was there on it wasn't a weekend. I forgot what day it was. And the day I left the next morning, that factory was burning something and it smelled like breakfast.
Yeah, I did not encounter that.
So I don't know if it's still there though, but let's take a look at the actual items here. How do we feel about this color scheme? And the fact that it's only $44.
it's a good price point. I'm not a big fan of the yellow and orange, to be honest. I'd like a more contrasting color with the yellow.
It's like it makes it unique, but it's almost like it's kind of detracts from it.
Yeah, I mean, if the hat was orange and the brim was yellow, I'd like to see how that works. I don't know if it works any better or not. But
I think there is a version that is that.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, the
with the word mark.
970.
Okay. Yeah.
To make it better, I think they should call it the Duck Dog Pigs.
The Duck Dog Pigs?
Yeah, there's not enough of those out there, so they should do it the identity of the Duck Dog Pigs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite color scheme.
If Patrick was here, he'd say he likes it because I don't think he hates literally anything.
I mean, if they'd have done that teal that they've got there in that middle T-shirt, yeah, if they'd have done that for the hat color or something in that realm, maybe with the orange bill, possibly be better, but it's okay. It's not great. I get why they're doing it, and I applaud why they're doing it, but it's not something I'm rushing to get.
The jersey's just so weird to me. Like, not in a bad way. It's just different.
Yeah.
I'm showing 2 pictures. Let's see if there's anything else in here. No, that's about it for them on that one. So yeah, stay tuned for their next identity, the Garbage Bandits. So next we are going to Augusta for the Augusta Soul.
I meant to look and see. I think this might be a Jason Craig design. Let's see. Yep.
It is.
It is a Jason Craig. He's doing everything for Augusta now.
Oh, wow. I did not know about those jerseys.
Yeah, that's a nice jersey.
That is a nice, yeah. They're doing a. Hey, Donnie, what are you doing on Juneteenth?
Let me see.
Your answer now is going to Augusta to get us a bowling shirt.
I know what I'm doing on Juneteenth.
Actually, I am probably going to be in Joanna. That's the date they tentatively have scheduled to play their first game at their new field. If the schedule holds and construction doesn't change it.
Yeah, the only thing I'm doing Juneteenth is not working.
I do like the bowling shirt, though.
You don't really see anybody giving away bowling shirts. That's different.
Mm-mm. I mean, I think this is a cool identity considering the ties that James Brown has to Augusta. It's unique and it's different, and I like it. Again, this is another hat with the word mark on it as well.
How much soul does Phil have?
Yeah, Phil, can you round up some people that don't want that shirt and take them to the game and get us shirts? And see, I like that tritone with it's kind of a reverse where you got the black front panel and the white back. That's different too.
Oh God, I'm about to sound like a hypocrite.
You like it?
I like this hat.
My first thought is Patrick's going to love it because it's got pink in it.
Oh yeah, that's a Patrick hat right there.
Yeah, but I just love that it's got the record. It's got the soul and the old rubber sole or Soul Train style font.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's nice and funky, and I like it. That's one I may have to find a way to get one of those.
Because when I go to somebody who is the gauge of funkiness, it is Donnie Wise.
Bring in the funk.
Let's see what else we got here. Eric, what do you think of this?
That hat specifically, or just in general?
Team name and team in general.
I was gonna say because I do like that hat. It's fine. I don't know a whole lot about the Augusta Soul movement, but it's not a. I mean, that one and the azaleas, both with kind of the pinkish in there, have been pretty good brands for them. Yeah.
Well, considering James Brown was the godfather of soul, and there's James Brown Boulevard and James Brown Arena. Well, actually, James Brown Arena is no longer, but he was born and raised in Augusta.
I've never been to Augusta, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did know about the James Brown connection, so that's why the team name made sense.
Yeah. Phil's asking if this is the MILB website that you're on.
I'm on the Augusta team page.
Team page? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Easton got him a baseball.
Oh, nice.
Softy ball. That kid can lay down a bunt, by the way. Oh,
that was a mean bunt. Like
that was like deadly right there. It froze all those players in their tracks.
Like I have seen worse bunts in AA, like by far.
Yeah.
I don't think they bunt. I don't think they know how to bunt in AA. At least not in Wichita. I don't know. I've seen maybe 3 bunts in the 6 years they've been here. But she's like, Easton, do not throw the bat. So they're like, oh, I won't. I'll just lay down a bunt, set the bat down, and they're not going to throw me out.
Exactly.
And he turned, and we saw he turned while he's running and shrugged his shoulders like, what? You told me not to throw the bat, so I laid a bunt down.
I think that's a fair compromise.
I mean, the kid's like, what, 3.5 feet? That's small ball at its finest right there.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, that is it for the new identities at the moment. I know there will probably be more that are coming out. There is one that is making its debut soon that we already did talk about. The York Revolution Big Dills will be coming out soon. And then also, San Bernardino is having a giveaway with the San Bernardino kitties, or the kittens jerseys. So that's another one to look out for there too. But
what about or did we talk about? No, we didn't. The Badlands, the Bird Dogs.
I knew I forgot one. Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, there's a controversy within our chat about the Bird Dogs.
See, that's the thing.
That's
I knew
because of you.
What?
Because of who?
I think they are too similar in my opinion.
All right. Well, entertain the folks as I pull this one up.
Wichita, we might know something on Saturday. I don't know what we're going to know, but we're going to know something on Saturday.
I thought the announcement was Friday.
Saturday. But I want you to defend why these are not the same like you did for the Rubber Ducks and the Lehigh Valley Rubber Duckies. I need you to defend the same thing the way you did against me.
Are you serious? You're making this way too easy for me.
Yeah.
All right.
And for those that weren't watching last night, just so y'all know, there's Virgil's illegitimate child.
It's not me. Okay. Let me get the other logo ready for reference so we can do a comparison here. Okay. So first off, let's show off the Badlands Bird Dogs.
Okay.
So of course, Badlands, they are in, that's North Woodsley, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if they have a website with a shop and store on this.
They should.
Oh, it says the store is currently unavailable.
Okay.
So apparently someone did not update their Shopify account. So we cannot take a look at that. Oh well. So say, yeah, got a dog, bird in its mouth. Okay. It's like a pheasant.
Yep. I
Bird
like
dogs.
that jersey too, by the
That's
way.
a nice jersey. Yeah, I agree with that. This guy needs to smile more, though. He shouldn't be frowning. That looks very intimidating. It's not doing. I like this hat.
I do like the hat.
Like the hat.
And I like that the jersey has their standard logo on the upper chest there.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of small. So you kind of know, okay, this is the Badlands guys, but yeah.
And now let's compare it to the Down East Bird Dogs, which has caused a controversy among us.
No, just among Donnie.
All right.
I mean, the bird's hanging out the other side of his mouth, and it's a brown dog instead of a black dog, but
Yeah, I don't see it.
No,
Come
either. So, okay. So you want me to defend this? Here's how I'm going to defend this. First off, Downies don't know how to spell anything. You do not spell dogs, D-A-W-G. You're not in Georgia.
fair point. Fair point.
D-O-G-S. Secondly, Badlands dog has a hat and a baseball. So the bird dog on the Badlands is a dog person. The Down East bird dogs is just a dog.
So if anything, the Badlands should spell it DAWGS because he's more badass.
Exactly. It
Okay.
really should be reversed.
Okay.
And secondly, the birds are different. One's a pheasant, the other one's a duck.
Well, it's still within 12 months, you've had 2 identities come out with a dog with a bird in his mouth.
Within 12 months, like, didn't the bird dogs come out like 2 years ago?
No. Kinston moved last year. It's probably early last year, maybe 16 months. I don't know. It's roughly a year ago.
Fair enough. But no, I do not. Yes, I'm probably.
Now we need the bird dog pig.
I do wish they would have gone to Zach's point. I mean, he might just think the bird dogs is the dumb part of the name. Down East bird dog's still a dumb name. I think they should have gone back to Kinston, to be honest.
I agree with the Kinston. Down East didn't really work for me.
Yeah. I know what they were doing. They were trolling the MILB team for leaving a little bit with the Down East and having the duck in the dog's mouth. But yeah, I think you could have done better just calling it the Kinston bird dogs.
Or not necessarily. I mean, I guess bird dogs itself isn't a problem. I guess it's the Down East part, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I never liked Down East wood ducks, to be honest. I just thought Down East is too much of a regionalized name than a city.
The only good thing about Down East wood ducks is that the shortening version of that was their mascot's name in Dude. DEWD.
True. I got a Dude jersey, and I love that jersey. Black jersey just says Dude on it. I like that.
I got to give them props for that. And also, that was I did enjoy my time that one game I went there.
Yeah.
I think that was actually the next game I was at the day I saw you at the Mudcats.
Yep.
So
I think that's where you were head. Yep.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind going back to that. It's not the worst ballpark I've been in. So yeah, like I said, Badlands bird dogs, Down East bird dogs, legally enough to be different.
Yeah.
Not like that little fish stick case we had an issue with.
Yeah, the Cape Fear fish sticks having the legal battle with the Dub C fish sticks.
See, which is funny to me because the Cape Fear fish sticks, their CF fish stick logo, I thought was probably the best thing out of their entire identity.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish they kept that in some way, but no.
Yeah.
So that's it for so that is now officially it for new identities. I'm not missing anything. At least I don't think I am. I'm probably going to be told later on after the show ends. So it's like, oh, did you remember that this team had one? I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, we'll save it for Thursday.
Save it for Thursday, which I will not be here for because I'll be at a game. It is Margaritaville at Trash Pain tonight, and I feel like I need to be there. It is also singles night, but that's not going to be important. So, of course, we also have Stanley Cup going on right now, which is the real reason why Mr. Rivera is not here today. Did you see the comment earlier? I meant to pull this up. There's a new guy that came here that said that he derailed. See, I knew I was going to forget something. Dyersville. We can talk about Dyersville real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Dyersville has 5 names to choose from. They're doing their name the team.
Yeah.
So we've got the clearly the overall favorite in Corn Dogs. We've got the Dreamers. We've got the Moonlighters. And I do not remember the last 2 because I do not have it up in front of me.
That was my pick.
Give me a second here. I'll pull it up from our chat.
Found it. So we got the Dyersville Corn Dogs, a tribute to the cornfields that make the Field of Dreams setting magical and the agricultural nature of the area. There's only one way corn dogs work, and I've already said it in the chat what that would be. Dyersville Dreamers kind of goes without saying. Dyersville Ghost also goes without saying. Dyersville Moonlighters also goes without saying, and Dyersville Spirits.
You forgot the corn pigs.
I already said corn dogs. There's no corn pigs.
Oh, there should be.
No, corn pigs is just, you know what? I'm just going to come up with something called corn pigs. If ever there's like a trash panda name an alternate identity, I'm going to try to come up with a pig one just to screw with you. Even though they already have a pig one, so I can't do that again.
And see, if you had a pig on a pig roast, and the ends of it were like corn cob holders, and it was a corn pig, that would work.
It's like Ty Cobb holding those.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, so out of these 5, which one would you guys like? I know, Eric, you already have your answer.
Yes.
But Donnie, how about you?
I like Eric's Moonlighters. I think that's pretty cool. I think I actually, like probably a million others, submitted Dreamers just because I thought that fit. I knew it wasn't unique, and a lot of other people would probably come with the same thing, and that just kind of fit to me. If I had to guess, that's what it's going to end up being, because I'm sure that's going to be the most popular vote to fit with Field of Dreams. I don't care for spirits or ghosts. Corn dogs, I think for me, it's down to Dreamers or Moonlighters, and I would be happy with either. I think Moonlighters could be cooler, but I ultimately think it's going to come down to Dreamers, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely do a lot with Moonlighters. But see, like, everyone's looking at the wrong part of this. Like, you have Dyersville Dreamers, Ghost, and all that. Why did no one go with Dyersville Fields? There's 2 words. It's Field of Dreams, not just Dreams. Just go with Dyersville, Fields. They have a lot of fields out there.
Dyersville Dads.
No, I said the only way corn dogs work if it's like a wiener dog, but the body is of a corn cob.
Yeah. That's
the only way that will work. But I don't know. I find Dreamers kind of like the obvious answer, which probably means it will win. I don't think you can do Ghost because Casper Ghost already exists. You already have the Ghost Hounds. Moonlighters, I think, is probably its best one. And Spirits just sounds like we're drinking.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, nothing, but if that's not the motif you probably want to go with.
Hey, I like corn dogs. Prino Pups are good.
I like corn dogs too, but I like corn dogs, but I know what you do not like, and that's dog logos. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be for the corn dog. I don't think it's going to be the food. Too close to the Quincy Diamonds.
Yeah.
Or the Diamond Dogs, or whatever they're called. But see, we'll see what happens. Of course, like the last one we had was Richmond with the Flying Mummies, which definitely was a hit.
I am kind of surprised nobody came out, or at least one of the finalists weren't the Dyersville Catch. Because I thought
would that be playing or Hava though?
Hava.
Yeah. So voting. So
not the Dyersville Kevin Costner's.
I feel like there's some licensing rights. You may run into a problem with that. Dyersville Waterworlds would have also been acceptable.
Well, it could have been the Dyersville Rays, because his name was Ray. So
I'm sure that won't run into any legal issues either. So team voting, of course, opened yesterday, and they will make the announcement during the All-Star games or the All-Star festivities, July 7th through this July 7th and 8th. So we'll be having to pay attention on that one. Also, are we going to? I don't know why I'm asking you guys. This is probably going to be coming up to me. Do we want to pick another league and do what we did last year with the Northwoods League, or do we want to do Northwoods League again?
I would like us to pick a league. I mean, we're kind of already all of them are kind of starting now, but that would be cool.
Yeah, remember we didn't have one yet for Northwoods League until we're like 3 games in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if we wanted to pick one that didn't have a lot of teams to it to kind of give us easier follow. We could go with the new Blue Ridge League, or we could go with maybe a Frontier League or something.
My first thought was actually CPL.
CPL, yeah, I could go for that.
CPL, yeah. And then we'll do our wheel as usual, and then we'll see which one of us takes away the Lexington Blowfish before Donnie gets it.
I think I'm emeritus on that one, but whatever.
You'll probably inherit that one. It's probably going to be more the Holly Springs Salamanders to screw with it. So where is the All-Star game, Lynn?
Dyersville, isn't it?
Is it Dyersville?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they're having it there at that field.
They are, you're right.
Yeah.
I bet you they'll have some merch left over at the Field of Dreams when we go there.
I hope so. Hope it doesn't all get gone.
So we're already going to go ahead and assume that they're going to unveil the identity by coming out of the cornfields, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I feel like you got to do that.
You got to have players wearing the uniform, walking out with it, for sure.
Which means you're going to get really mad when they start doing that, and then a dog runs out of the cornfields. All right, so now that is it. We've gotten all of them out of the way. We will keep an eye on Dyersville, see how it goes. Maybe Eric's Moonlighters will win. Maybe he'll get to go out to throw the first pitch. I don't know what he's going to get. A key to the city. I don't know what the rewards were.
Just give me keys to the brewery and we'll call it good.
Oh dear, that's how you get just.
I will say, if they do end up going with Dreamers, Moonlighters would be a great alternate identity to hold on to, though.
Yeah, because you're moonlighting as another team. It makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Or the Grams.
I'm surprised the Grams weren't on that list.
Yeah.
See, I thought about that, but I was like, Moon. I was like, Moonlights doesn't fit. I said Moonlighters fits better, so that's why I went with that. But I don't know that I was the first one to submit it.
I bet you are, because I can't think. I would have never thought Moonlighters.
Yeah.
I've been trying to fit Moonlight in somehow, but Moonlight
Moonlights. People might have gone Moonlights.
Right. And that's why I was like, Moonlighter sounds better. So, but they haven't emailed me yet saying, because they said that whoever the top 5 all get tickets to opening day next year, and I haven't received the email yet. So.
Yeah, so by the time we go there,
check your spam.
Yeah, check your spam.
I do daily.
Okay.
So by the time we go up there for the CBM meetup, they'll have the new name by then. I wonder if there'll be merch available.
I hope.
Probably.
When are we going, by the way, Virgil? When is that?
Oh,
what are you talking about?
I don't know where we're going. I didn't have it in front of me.
August 28th and 29th.
Yeah, those days, whatever. August 29th.
The 29th.
What kind of producer are you? Come on, man.
Listen, I did not have that information ready, okay? I didn't even book the leave yet for the trip, okay? Give me a break here. But you know what I did book leave for already? Baseball around the clock. That's already set. I'm doing that.
That's right. And I got my Seattle Steads, the 3-time national champions, will be back in town. Wichita favorite team that's a favorite of a lot of people here in Wichita, so you'll get to see the Studs doing around the clock.
So are the teams already determined who's coming? Because I know there was Alaska that came last year, and I wasn't sure if that was already set.
So some of them, like Santa Barbara, all the big powerhouses, Santa Barbara will be back, Seattle will be back, Alaska's coming back, but then a lot of them, it's based off of who wins their league. And so a lot of teams we won't know till close to the tournament, but then there's a handful that we do know because they just are big names that usually go far during the tournament, and they bring them back every year.
Yeah, we gotta see if we can find a way to do a live stream, or even we may even just do a show during it. I don't know. We'll find out.
At 3 a.m. Let's see who tunes in.
There you go.
Probably.
I have requested that they tell all the teams to bring their merch, so we'll see if they actually do that.
Oh man, Zach, if you show up, we're gonna have a good time.
There you go.
But Zach has 97 kids, so they may not want to watch that many.
I mean, he said he could convince his parents to watch their grandkids. So I'm assuming there will be no kids for that. So, but yes, CBM meetup will be August 28th and 29th. See, I remember the dates. No, I didn't. Where will be 28th will be at Cedar Rapids Colonels. 29th will be at the Field of Dreams and the Quad City River Bandits.
Yep.
So, two places I've already been to, but I've not been back since 2015. So I'm definitely looking forward to going back and checking them out again.
Two places I haven't been to since 2025.
And I've never been to either. So.
Oh, new parks for you. Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm already building a road trip on that. I think Gateway Grizzlies will be happening either 26th or 27th. Hopefully 26th because that's Disco Penguin night. Maybe I have to find another place for 27th, but we'll see on that. But we're building stuff right now. I still need to build a Wichita road trip because I do not know what I'm going to do on my way there yet. But there's a plethora of options. So I was going to wrap up. I was going to ask what we're going to do on EFA, but he's back. But before we do that, we do have to talk about there are two finals going on. One was going on right now. The other one will be going on soon. That is the NHL finals with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. So Ed versus Val, if you're keeping track on that. Donnie, are you watching that currently?
I am. It's 3-3 with 5 minutes to go in the second period. So it's a lot of scoring going on right now with these two teams.
You said Canes in 6, right?
That's my pick is the Canes in 6.
Okay. I still say Canes in 7. Donnie, Eric, do you have a pick?
Yeah, I'll say the Blues in 4.
I hate to break it to you, but the Blues are not in the playoffs.
What?
It's red or gold, not blue.
Vegas in 6.
Vegas in 6. Okay. And of course, the other final going on will be the. And I warned you guys about this. I told you how nervous I was about this matchup happening. And see, it worked out for them. The New York Knicks going up against the San Antonio Spurs after the Spurs beat the Thunder.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to say Spurs in 6 in that one. But we'll see. I don't know.
I'm not sure about that one yet. I don't know if the Knicks can keep it up. The Spurs haven't played great. They found a way to neutralize OKC the last couple of games.
Like I said, if you've been watching the regular season games, I know you haven't,
No.
but Spurs have had their number pretty much.
Yeah, and I didn't watch the games, but listening to some of the sports talk radio yesterday, I didn't realize that part of the reason that OKC had jumped out on this series was the Spurs returning the ball over a lot.
Yeah. And
the Spurs brought in De'Aaron Fox, who does not turn the ball over, but he doesn't score worth a shit either. But they didn't care. They needed him to – they didn't care if he scored. They just needed him to quit turning the ball over, or for them to quit turning the ball over. And that's pretty much what sealed it the last two games, apparently, for the Spurs. So that being said, the Knicks have been a hot hand. They've been playing pretty good. I mean, if I had to pick, I'd probably say the Knicks. Probably 6. I don't think it goes 7, but I don't think they can take it in 5 either.
See, I feel like I don't think anybody in ESPN is really talking about it either. I feel like they all talk about football. I mean, NBA has their fan base that will watch the games.
Yeah.
So I think ratings will probably be fine. If we're going to compare to other sports, yeah. I think this one will probably have a little bit more because the Knicks are in it, and that's a big market. So that's kind of because I think it's because God, I don't know. I can't think of the last time the Knicks made the playoffs. Or not the playoffs, the finals.
Well, and I'm surprised because ESPN, they carry NBA, so I'm surprised they're not talking a lot about it. I mean, I know Dan Patrick talks about it because they always talk basketball, though.
But see, we have to have ESPN think pieces on how the Myles Garrett trade affects the Dallas Cowboys.
Sure, absolutely.
Let me check and see the last time they were in the NBA Finals. That was.
Do you know who's one of the best players for the Knicks right now?
What was that?
Who one of the best players for the Knicks is right now?
No.
Landry Shamet.
Who's that?
So yeah, Donnie for sure watches.
I haven't watched the Knicks.
From Wichita State.
Okay.
Yep.
This is actually a rematch of the 1999 finals that the Spurs won.
Oh, that's so. I think 1999 was actually the last time the Knicks were in the finals.
Yep.
It looks like it. So yeah. Besides that, okay, we're gonna wind down here. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about unless we're gonna open the floor if there's anything you guys want to bring up that I may have missed or glossed over.
Not that I can think of at this point.
No, Eric, what do you have going on EFA this week?
So tomorrow, Johnny and I are staying in the Cowboy Collegiate League. We are heading to Pearland, Texas. The Pearland Cobblers are a new summer collegiate team in the Cowboy Collegiate League. So check out Nakona Powell, who is the GM of the Pearland Cobblers.
Sounds very nice. I'll kind of look forward to listening to that one. Donnie, anything?
Yeah, tomorrow night I will be at the Blowfish game. I have already made plans to get the hot dog with the bat bun. It comes with a fork, I'm told, because it's so big.
You don't get a fork. You don't get a fork.
I'm not eating that whole thing by myself. My friend Clark is going to probably have to eat half of that hot dog, but I'm looking forward to just seeing that in person and giving that a try. And then Friday night, I'm actually going to be going to Greenwood to see the Greenwood Flying Monkeys versus the Joanna Hornets at their first home game in Greenwood. And Greg Sullivan's going to be there. He reached out to me, and just for you guys, if anybody's ordered, I don't know if anybody's ordered or planning to order Flying Monkeys hats, the on-field hats, their production's been delayed for 3 weeks. I had reached out to them because I had ordered one in April, still hadn't heard about it. And he told me, well, they released a statement email today that they were due in by the 1st of June. And now they've had a 3-week production delay. So they were not going to be ready till the end of June. And they will be refunding everyone's shipping cost, and we'll ship it to you for free once they do come in. So, but he did reach out and said that he wanted to meet up Friday because he was going to be in town.
Of course he is. I think that's going around though. So the Cobblers said they haven't got their hats in either.
Yeah.
And their season's already started. So I was like, hey, do you have a picture of your hat? And he's like, yeah, we haven't got those in yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week for me, I'm going to the Rocket City Trash Man and Cleanstone series, where they have a few new peach food items. We talked about one yesterday with the barbecue peach grilled cheese sandwich. And now they've unveiled a new one today, which is they call this the Peach Pandemonium. It's a future food item, is a sweet treat with cinnamon pretzel bites topped with peach cobbler and soft serve ice cream in a helmet.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so good.
I'm gonna be. You know what? I may
get 4 of them.
Get 4. If I get 4 of them, I'm gonna be back to what I was before I started taking the shot. So
you don't have your. Well, you'll be fine. You don't have that anymore. Just see them; it'll be fine.
It's not the gallbladder part I'm worried about, Prophet. That's not a problem.
Aren't you remote? Aren't you remote?
I am remote.
You could go to the restroom at any point. It'll be fine.
That is not what that means. I am still in the first 3 weeks of this new job. I need to actually show up. I'm a team player and not someone with a bad stomach. So yeah, I may hop on Thursday and show that off. I don't know yet. We'll see. Depends how the game goes. The scorekeeping is that. Can't tell is that the tarp on? I can't tell if the tarp is on or if it flooded.
No, that's just the top of the dugout. You're seeing in black there.
Oh God, I can't even tell from that. Wow, you're muted.
I was just showing you the baseball sky. We've got through. We're about to lose on one hit, but I was just showing you the baseball sky.
About to lose on one hit. Dang.
That's cool. It's cotton candy sky right there.
I like skies like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. As we had a limited crew, but glad we were able to power through with no problems. Glad Donnie got his audio issues fixed because I was afraid we were going to have to listen to static for 2 hours.
It was something to do with the USB port on the back of my computer with the new lights that I ordered.
Uh-huh.
I had them plugged into one of the ports beside the microphone, or excuse me, the headset port. And actually, I guess it was the microphone. I moved it up to a different port and it worked fine. I don't know what the deal is.
That sounds like something just got a little dislodged, but you figured it out. That's all that matters. Yeah. Like I said, thank you for joining us. Hopefully, I don't know who will be here on Thursday. I know I won't be. I'll be at a game. Donnie will be here. Eric may be here. I don't know about Ed. He says he's going to be here. He probably won't be. This is all show. Like we're running off his empire. He didn't even show up for it.
Game 2 is probably going to prevent him. Game 2 of the Carolina Vegas Stanley Cup probably will prevent him from being here.
Yeah. So maybe these two again. Maybe Patrick will join. If Patrick joins, Eric will not be as talkative, but we'll find out. So thank you all for joining us. Have a good night, and some of us will see you on Thursday. Take it easy.